The second part of our 2018 Division A speech contest is starting. Before I introduce our Toastmaster, I would like to see where the contestants are so I can hand them out a little gift. Anyone? Come on, Philip. No? Okay. My moment of glory. So do all the 5 contestants have a clipboard? I see yes once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, where's the 5th one? Oh, there he is. Awesome. So I got bad news and good news. The bad news, we had this great Toastmaster this morning that volunteered, well this morning told me that, he was volunteering, a great guy, Cal, for being Toastmaster, second part of this contest. And then I get this phone call. We're on Skype. Well, it said, I guess you don't have their votes. And it's the Toastmaster votes. Each contest. What do I do? Well, I know you say all, you don't need. Anyway, so the team went around and looked for short notice someone to do it. And there was this guy rolling around muffins and coffee and he was like, he's like that little. We can't be too picky, you know. I go to him and says, well, you know what? I'll feed you, but you do me a favor. And he says, okay, but under one condition. He says, see all this equipment here, all the flowers. And always wish when I was coming down to the podium, I'll be applauded and acclaimed like a rock star. I say, you're nuts. This is Toastmaster. Anyway, so we are back and forth. And I agree to him. You don't have a choice. I will ask you folks to stand up, put your hands together, and cheer the biggest rock star cheer you can have or ever have.
Dearly beloved, welcome back. I love what you did with the place. Did you get enough to eat? Yes? Too much? There's never too much. Thanks to our food crew. Did you love those speeches this morning? Yes. Breakfast and a show. This is the best show in town. We've got a double feature here today. You know what I got out of those speeches this morning? Get up, plant those seeds of dance, not pickles, and that will get you to the Olympics. Without a war. That's right. And we have these contests because it gives our speakers that extra speaking opportunity. It also gives us a chance to learn from them. For me, any learning is good learning. It also gives us a chance to support our speakers. And one of the ways that we support them is with that rock star applause. And I love what you did with for our speakers this morning. That great applause when they came up here. And that applause all the way till they sat down. Because it's a big deal for our speakers to come up here and speak in front of this audience. But what you did was you gave them lots of energy. And they used that energy, they gave energy back to you. Here in Division A, we really believe in setting our speakers up for success. And I invite you to keep doing that in this second contest, the Evaluation Speech Contest. So in this contest, you're going to get a chance to hear a test speech, and that's going to be followed up by some evaluations. I think these are pretty comprehensive evaluations. What are they, about 12 to 13 minutes long? About that. Okay. Well, I usually don't know what's going on, but fortunately for us, we do have somebody who knows what's going on, and that's our chief judge. And I'm going to invite her to start making her way down here. While she was making her way down here. This is our Chief Judge, Carol Day. She's our headliner for this morning. We loved her so much in the first contest. We're bringing her back for an encore. I don't know what's going on, but fortunately for us, she does. She's going to lead us in a word of prayer. Hymns, yes. Make sure that our Toastmaster doesn't wander off too far. In the world of chief judging, she is a giant. Please give that Division A rock star welcome again to our Chief Judge, Carol Dykes.
And everyone's excited about this because we all know how much of a challenge it is. The contestants and the judges, their eligibility has all been confirmed. And again, everyone has been briefed in their roles. As you know, the test speaker will give a 5 to 7 minute speech. The evaluation contest, when the speaker is finished, will leave the room and they will have 5 minutes to write their evaluations. At the end of the 5 minutes, the speakers will come back in their speaking order, which Abraham will share with us in a few minutes. The timing for the evaluation contest is evaluation speakers have 2 to 3 minutes. The green light goes on at 2 minutes, the yellow at 2.5, and the red at 3. People will be disqualified if it's at less than 1.5 minutes or more than 3.5 minutes. And again, all results are confidential. So let's give a big hand to welcome our contestants when they come up, but wish them all good luck. So thank you again.
While you're still up here, I just want to make sure about one of the rules. I'm checking with you because, well, I look up to you. I want to be sure about the speaking area.
Right, it's from the piano over to the end of that first pew where Martin is sitting.
Okay, so the speakers will be down here.
Yes.
And if they head out into the congregation, is that a disqualification?
That's not a disqualification, but they risk the chance of people over here not knowing what they're talking about.
Okay.
So that's why we have a speaking area, the same for everyone, designed so that the speakers can all be heard by the audience.
All right. Well, speakers, you've heard it here from our chief judge. You can head up and down the aisles, do a couple laps around here. You got a lot of energy. Run outside, do a couple laps around the building. Make sure you get back here in 3 minutes.
I think they'll get marked down in a few categories if they do.
eye contact, right? They'll have their faces pressed up against that center box. Carol, it's such a blessing for you to be here. It's literally, I need a lot of adult supervision. Well, that was our headline. Speakers, we have a lectern here, a music stand. If you need to use this, feel free to use this. Move on with, apparently we're supposed to have a contest or something now. Move on with a test speech. Now let's invite our speaker to start making his way down here, and I'll introduce him to you. Now,
The order,
oh, right. Here's the speaking order. 1. Richard Link. 2. Ravi Chung. There is a change to the spelling. It's R-A-V-I. 3. Neha Mandal. 4. Ron Zadrill. 5. Richard Emmer. Now I'll ask our test speaker to start making his way down here. Now, I'll ask you to start on this side. Alan Moore. Run. Run. Alan Moore.
Many years ago, I went to a magical place called the Elephant in Botswana to track elephants on foot. With me, I brought 2 great friends. One, a South African guy named Christian, who was very tough-minded. The other, a Scottish guy named Bruce, who was very confused and delusional. Basically, a 12-year-old who could buy beer. When we arrived at the Delta, Christian issued us a very stern warning. He turned to me and he said, "Right, if an elephant charges you, you must not run. 9 times out of 10, it's only a mock charge. But if you run, it might turn into a real charge. So promise me you won't run." And I flippantly said, "Yeah, man, you got it. I'll run." He said, "Hey, no. Look me in the eye and promise me that you won't run." My mocking accent is, "Okay, Christian, I promise that I won't run." I said, "Hey, don't make fun of my accent. My English is better than your Afrikaans." Which is true, because I can only count and swear in Afrikaans. So, a little while later, our local guides showed up, and they were perfect. They weren't wearing any shoes, but they're walking over thorns, they're checking for animal prints, and they're speaking in the clicky tongue language. Close on, said that word. But it was very cool. So after a little while, we began to trek, and we came across a majestic herd of elephants, and it was wonderful. There was the huge bull elephants. There was the, oh, I gotta speak up? Oh, sorry. Okay. I see this guy in the back going like this. So we arrived there, and so everything was perfect. There was these huge bull elephants, and there was the little baby elephants and their mothers. It was wonderful until the elephants took notice, and they stared at us, swaying back and forth, and they started flapping their ears. Felt that. And that's when Bruce confidently stood forward, and he said, "Don't worry, lads. I'll take care of this." He walked around. He always had his collar popped. He's a soccer hooligan, right? So he always walked like this, and he strutted over to the local guides, and he said, "All right, lads, how's it going? Listen, see when the elephants are flapping their ears like that, it means they're not happy." Thanks, it's time for us to go. To which the local guy very sarcastically replied, wow, boss, I did not know that you are an elephant behavior expert. Ah, well, hardly call myself an expert. I watch the Discovery Channel. I love Shark Week. A big shark jumps out the water and grabs the wee fish. And you go off these little tangents, and the local guy goes, okay, I understand. Goes, okay. Listen, there are no sharks here. Okay? Only elephants. And me and my friend, we are elephant behavior experts. Okay? So, we need you to relax. We will let you know when you're unsafe. Okay? Go take some pictures. Bruce felt very dejected by this, and he kind of worked his way back to us, and then he said, I feel stupid. I shouldn't have said anything, I feel like right Egypt, which is Scottish for idiot. And we consoled him. We said, hey man, we're scared too. No worries. No worries at all. So, a few minutes later, it got more intense. 3 huge bull elephants took 3 massive steps towards us. Boom, 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 boom. Swaying back and forth. The one at the front went up on his hind legs. And then all 3 of them at the same time went up on their hind legs. And they made such a noise that I'm going to need everybody in this room to give me their best elephant noise on the count of 3. Okay, you got to really feel this. All right, 1, 2, 3. Oh, very well done. You guys are terrifying. So I turned to Bruce and I said, Bruce, I got this. Okay, I got this. And I tiptoed over to the local guy, and in my most polite Canadian voice, I said, hi. Sorry to bother you. I just wanted to say that this has been the experience of a lifetime. Thank you. And for some reason, I started speaking like someone in HR. They're giving you feedback, right? They got the HR hands. I don't even know what this means. So, anyways, so I said to him, I said, thank you so much, but we're all a little frightened, and we'd like to go. And once again, very condescendingly, he puts his arm around me this time. He does this contemptuous fake laugh. Oh, okay, boss. Like I told your friends, we will let you know when you are unsafe, okay? So relax. Go take some pictures. Just so condescending the way that he shooed me away. Just for a brief second, I just wanted to push his fingers back a little. I'm not a violent guy. It's kind of like in the office when people do this for no reason, the lunchroom, and you're kind of like, dude. So what happened next is something I'll never forget as long as I live. The elephants started to charge, and they were coming at us. The jungle came alive. It was like an earthquake under your feet. Trees were snapping like twigs, and the sound was deafening. And that's when Bruce decided to get his revenge against this local guy for being humiliated. He stood up and he said, all right, Mr. Smarty Pants, what are we supposed to do now? And the local guy, he looked at the elephants. And he looked back at us. And a wry grin crossed his face, and he said, run! And so we ran. And we ran away a lot. Like Zambia. It was crazy. The sunglasses were flying, cameras were flying, backpacks. It was madness. And when it was safe to return, we found Christian there, standing cross arms, like he was looking at us. He said, I told you guys not to run. What do? You run. Like little sissies. So I said, hang on a second, Christian. Just hold on a second, okay? Listen, I'm from Victoria. story, okay? We don't have wild elephants running around. We have peacocks. And environmental protesters. As it turns out, the elephants came right up to Christian within an arm's length, swaying back and forth. If I'd stayed, I would have had a heart attack and died. So, the moral of the story is, next time you're charged by elephants, for goodness sakes, run!
Thank you, Alan. I will ask the Sergeant at Arms to lead our contestants out of the room, out of the sanctuary, and into the green room. Take your seats. How about we get to know our guest speaker a little bit more? Please help me welcome back Alan Moore. Come on up here. All right. This is turning into a dance show today. We're going to convert the Lutherans into Southern Baptists.
Nice. Hallelujah.
Well, congratulations. This is a big deal to come here. This is an audience that you haven't seen before. You gave a speech. How's that feel?
It's good to be over. I was pretty nervous.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think that he used that nervousness and used that energy? Yeah. What was the inspiration to give that speech today?
It's something that I've tried out before. There's a few faces in the audience that have heard it before, and I apologize. Some of you heard it like 3 or 4 times. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build, like Freddie Dogteron says, build it like a Lego set. And I want to speak more at work, so that's the first Lego piece. And I'll actually adapt that into a safety leadership speech eventually. Because basically there's some good actors, there's some bad actors in that story, right? The guides didn't listen to our safety concerns and so on and so forth.
Right. Well, speaking of actors, Tony, how was the accent?
Yeah.
Lisa.
Oh, sorry.
Tony, right.
Oh,
Yeah. Was the accent okay? Yeah. Tony gives us thumbs up for that. That was really entertaining. Did you already know how to do these accents, or did you have to practice it for this?
Well, the Scottish one's a bit of a cheat. My parents are from Glasgow, so that's I grew up making fun of them. I mean, and I was like,
Yeah. Alexander, what do you think?
Oh, check to make sure this is my parents think that my accent sucks.
You're turning to your parents, your grandparents.
No, my parents, my mom and dad.
You turn to your parents and you tell them, I'm giving her all she's got.
Oh, nice. Oh,
I'm done. Yeah, my next show's at 2. Which club are you in?
I'm with Live Ad Libs.
Live Ad Libs. Have you heard of Live Ad Libs?
Yeah.
Yeah, a few people have. How long have you been in that club?
Only a couple months with them. And I was with Emerson Toastmasters for about, I think, 3 months before that. So,
Emerson in the southeast.
yeah, that's right.
Well done. What brought you to Toastmasters in the first place?
I just, somebody had heard me speak at work, and they were like, you've got a few things going, but you need to work on a few things. So they said that Toastmasters would help incredibly, and they weren't mine.
Right.
Yeah.
So now you're creating this workshop about safety and running.
Yeah.
How far along are you in this process of building this workshop?
Quite far along. It's a little bit of a cart before the horse. I I submitted an abstract to one of the larger safety conferences in the country, and not thinking that they would take it. I thought I'd keep chatting at the door. 3 years later, they said yes, and they said yes, and I was like, oh, I wish you hadn't said yes. Oh, I gotta do something about it. So yeah, it's in Niagara Falls, and I thought, well, I've got to prepare for this, so I stuck my foot in it again, and I told one of our senior level people, I'll speak at your NIOSH safety morning in May. And he's like, oh, good, yeah, I'll have about 200 people, no big deal, like people that will totally impact your career if you screw it up. He's at the petroleum club, and I'm like, oh, I did it again. So that's next month. So
Next month,
Yeah.
okay, so we will all be there. Giving out rock star applause. We've got this theme of the dance going on here. So tell me a little bit about incorporating dance into your workshop.
Well, I'd love to. I'd like to do the Ellen thing, you know, when Ellen DeGeneres comes down. It's a safety conference, so I don't think safety people would. It's hazardous.
How about at home?
At home, yeah, I have little dance battles with my kids. I loved your speech. It just reminded me the elevator closes, and I get not as well as you do, though, man. You got some, but I have dance battles against my daughters, and they're both in hip hop dance. So we go back and forth, and it's their turn, and then they get all that, and they're like this. You know? And I lose now. I can beat the 8-year-old, but.
How do you want help? You gotta teach me.
Okay, right. You want me to teach you some?
Yeah.
All right. This is the clown walk. All right. So you start in.
Digital?
Yeah. And then you go like that, and it's a heel toe thing. And you go like that, and you go like that, and then we go back again.
Okay.
All right, then we go.
Well, great. Thank you so much for putting up with this very bad student. Thanks for sharing your message with us. Alan Moore. Oh, yes. Come on back. I'm getting all sorts of signals. And it looks like, oh, you gotta get moving here, but that was not the signal. The signal was for the gift.
Was it this?
Alan, we checked with your family, what did you really want? And they said, he needs a lot of tissue paper. That's what we offered. So on behalf of our contest chair and division leader, please accept this gift. All right, our next speaker is coming down here. And what I'll do is I'll introduce speakers by their names twice. When we're shaking hands, that's when you get to apply. Richard Link. Richard Link.
Alan, you took us to Zimbabwe. I had the opportunity to go to South Africa in 2005, and I always tell about those stories. Going to Africa, if you've never been, is an experience on its own, and what Alan did is took us to Zimbabwe. I love the chronological organization. You told us the story, you told us about how it started, and you walked the way through right to the end when you inspired us to run at the end of your story. And I think the best part that we all enjoy is the humor. If you haven't done this in a humorous speech contest, you have to do it in a humorous speech contest. But what I liked about it is you took the humor and you personified it. You took that humor and you put it into different characters. I know Trevor Noah, that Kudu was talking about before, a great South African comedian, and you have a great South African accent. You also brought us the Scottish guy. And then you brought, I'm sorry to say, you brought us to the Canadian, and how a Canadian would be able to, there really was a personification of the characters that really brought out the humor. Telling a joke is one thing, but being a character is another thing. Now, there are some improvements that you can make to that speech as well. And I think you saw those at the beginning. First of all, your volume is very quiet. You want people's attention, you have to go out and you ended with run. You need to start with that kind of power. Your pace was a little fast as well. I was trying to catch the beginning of the story and how you got to Zimbabwe and what inspired you to get there. The other thing that I didn't hear from you was what that elephant looked like. How big was it? What color was it? What state was it in? Was it covered in dirt? Did it just come out of the water and was it soaking wet and covered in mud? How did that elephant feel to you? Not what it looked like, but how did it feel to you? And I think we saw that in some of the speeches this morning. We saw speeches on the Olympics. We saw speeches on books and things, but what we really got out of the speeches this morning was the emotions. When people got into those emotions and dug into those emotions, that's when the entire audience moved forward and was drawn into that. And I think that's what you can bring to this speech. You can talk about not what the elements look like, but you can talk about how they made you feel. And how it felt when that elephant was up and screaming, and what it felt like when the earthquake hit the ground. So in conclusion, you brought us to Zimbabwe, and I've always wanted to go and see elephants live, which we haven't. And I think you brought at the end the emotions out for some of us. When that elephant roared and hit the ground, you brought those feelings of war that Bob talked about earlier this morning. When you told us to run, like Lana's speech, you inspired us to move. But for Kudu, when you talked about Zimbabwe, you inspired me to dance. Next speaker, Ravi Chung. Ravi Chung.
Toastmasters, thank you for joining this very cold morning. And to Alan, with your speech, Run. You started off with a story, and I think that was a very good way to start. Said, you brought us into that adventure. It was my friend Bruce, Christian, and Alan going off into this mysterious land to watch elephants. It was a great way to draw us into the story. And second, another thing that you did very well was you narrated with gestures. You gave your characters accents. It was terrific. Christian and Bruce. And you also set up the other characters. The tour guides were mysteriously very relaxed when the elephants came towards you. That was a great way to start the story. And And your gestures and eye contact reinforced the story, with how you scanned the audience, with how you walked, when you were telling us that you were. It was a terrific way to start. Another good thing that you did was when there was interruptions, for example, you recognized that you were speaking a little softly, you saw a gesture come in, and you adapted on the fly. That was terrific. Most speakers, I think, maybe would have hesitated or interrupted themselves. You did not. That was terrific. In terms of room for improvement, I have 2 simple suggestions. One, you did start off a little soft. It was hard for me to hear over there. But again, you saw the gesture, you took that feedback, and you changed your approach on the fly. That was terrific. Second, you ended with the message. When a herd of elephants is coming towards you, run! That was a great takeaway message. One suggestion I could have for you is to maybe broaden the message, such as trust your gut when you're in an unfamiliar situation, rather than trusting tour guides who are just, it'll be okay. The best thing that you did, and I want to end with this, was you drew us into the story through your structure. You started off in chronological order, and then you contrasted, and this is what brought out the humor. You contrasted your situation, what you were feeling. You're terrified. These elephants are coming towards you. They're standing on their hind legs. Versus the tour guides who are just like, go take pictures. That's what brought the humor. And that was the best part of your speech. To summarize, your eye contact and gestures were very well contained and complemented your storytelling. To improve, simply take the hints of speaking a little louder and maybe broadening your message. And the best thing you did was brought us into the story. Thank you very much, Alan. Mr. Tozer.
Next speaker, Neha Mandal. Neha Mandal. Next speaker, Ron Zadrill. Ron Zadrill.
That was a great speech. I was asking my way in whether I wanted a clipboard to hold on to. And then I thought to myself, yeah, he's going to hold on to because I actually work in HR. And the last thing I wanted to have happen you, my friend, are a natural storyteller. A lot of times in evaluations, you'll hear the evaluators say, you had great vocal right, or you had great gestures or body movement. You have all those. But it's not that you have them, it's what you did with them. You developed characters with them. I was sitting back there and I can still imagine in my head, George, Scottish guy, the collar up there, the gestures he got there, the accents that he used for all of those characters. You have excellent accents. And those accents, the body language that we did, even the sounds of the elephants and the flapping of the ears, both develop characters and put us in the story. I was seeing all the characters and I was there with you. I wanted to run the show. So the fact that you use those skills, develop those characters, made the story so impactful, so enjoyable, and so funny, because your humor was also one of the other things that was very noticeable about your speech. You engaged the audience when you got everyone to stand up and do the elephant movements, if you will, but you also engaged the audience with your humor. I think the speech would actually be very well and work very well. And I could see you in a division contest, an area contest, with the speech, a humor speech contest, and doing quite well with it. One area of improvement, I'm sure as I mentioned already, was the volume. The volume, as soon as I said it, I had to speak up. There was a couple of points near the beginning where I missed a word or two that you said. And another thing too, especially if you're going to be competing in a humor speech contest like this, is that there was one point when the audience was very engaged and laughing at what you're saying, but you kept talking to them. Didn't hear what you said because you're speaking over top of the laughter. So that's one thing to watch for. If the audience is laughing, just bask in their laughter. Pause, don't say anything, and then continue on with the next thing you're going to say. You're probably going to get another bigger laugh, and then you have to pause again afterwards too. So yeah, it was great. The character development, the story, the humor was excellent. I expect to probably be in the same venue a year from now, plus 6 months, at a humorous contest, hearing you, and I'll be cheering for you. If I judge you, you will.
Next speaker, Richard Emmer.
Our evaluation contest, our third place winner is Ron Zadrill. Our second place winner, and back please, Ravi Chong. And drum roll for our first place winner, Neha Mansour. place is Lana Astucci. Our second place winner is Huda Shumbaya Wanda. Our first place winner, drum roll, Russ Denver. And our winners all will be going to the district contest on the 27th to the 29th of April at the Glenmore Inn. Be sure to get yourself registered and attend because it's going to be great. I would like to, maybe I'll thank you everybody afterwards, but I think right now we should just have a group picture. Yes. Oh, Miss Organization.
Lynn, stand up. Good.
Alexander is just came back with a minute, but I somehow thought I left my program. Oh, thank you. The glasses back on as we fell before. I just would like to do a few thank yous. Thank you to all our contestants for putting For further reference, when you're an office chairman, there are 3 ballot counters. I learned that the hard way, so this is for further reference for everybody. And on the back, we have only listed 2, so I'd like to thank Debbie Keller for adding her name to the list for us. All of the people who worked on our contest give us a quick stand up. Our Toastmasters, we had Philippe and Abraham. We can't announce the judges because they're top secret, I understand. Sergeant at Arms was Martin Gilbert, but he also had Cheryl working with him, and I ran the door. But Josephine Choi was our registration, and also Cheryl. Oh, yeah. You noticed all the goodies and treats out there, but Carla Krieger took care of it. That covers Kathy Belenke and Gamil Crawford. Donald and Nick Myers as our timers. Speaker Alan Moore. Ask everybody, we have a clean, Richard Mowry. I should thank Fleur and Matt Fox for doing all the agendas and all the printing for us. And we have a setup committee, it's Philippe, Abraham, and Martin, and they did a great job getting us all. to help these guys in their cleanup. Can you take any garbage or whatever, put it away and clean up as best as you can? And there's that also. And I have not got Thank you. But I wanted these guys up here so they can do their announcements. I didn't have to call them. So, first of all, I'm going to ask Alexander, as the division director, to make these announcements, and then we will hand off. And we don't have much time left for running, so we don't have much time left. But make your announcements. And then let's Dustin to do the and you can close off the adjournment.
Okay, thank you. That's a real Scottish accent. So I'll be quick. I'd like to first of all acknowledge the area directors in Division A, if they can all stand up quickly. Philly, Josephine, Pelly, and Lynn, and Ashton Coleman, but I believe he's not present. So obviously the winners today go on to the Spring Convention. You all probably know much about what's going on at Spring Convention. It's going to be fun, great speakers. We also have the business elections. I wanted to acknowledge two people in the room who are going to step up or have nominated themselves. Dunstan for the Program Quality Director, and Christina Cruz, Clubcroft Director. So, vote for them. They've done a great job in the Toastmasters career, so, I just wanted to acknowledge them. Woo! Our two winners have an opportunity to participate in the Circle of Gold, so that gets them ready for the district level, and that's on the 20th, yeah. Darlene Davis, our great... What else do we need to say? It's coming up towards the end of the year, so end of the year awards, think about who you want to nominate for president, D3 PR, Rookie of the Year, so just think about those. Club officer elections, think about who's going to take over your role. And also I wanted to introduce Susan quickly. She has something to announce as part of the Spring Convention, something exciting, so please welcome.
Convention this year, and we're calling it the Real World Showcase. And the Real World Showcase is really a trade show. We've never had one associated before with our convention. So what we're looking for right now are people who are current Toastmasters in our district, who have a small business that maybe they sell a service or they sell a product, and they've been better in that business because they are a Toastmaster and they've used their communication and leadership skills to improve their small business. So if that sounds like you, please come and see me afterwards, because I'm here tonight selling table spots so that you can be part of the exhibition. So thank you very much.
I'd like to ask Dunstan to finish off the announcements with the club incentives.
Good, thank you. Two things I would likely talked about. You notice what Alexandria and Lynn was doing. Can somebody tell me what they were doing at the end to everybody in the team? Thank you very much. That's one of the key things, value and mission of Toastmasters. We empower people. Could you imagine if all of those speeches were the same, or all of those evaluations were the same? How would that be? Boring. Exactly. We empower people. Toastmasters is an international organization. Toastmasters, we support other people so they shine, so they succeed. It's not about war. It's about peace. It's about loving people. Let's dance and celebrate other people so they succeed. It's about getting up and move. Most of you wake up this morning, 7 o'clock, 7:30. Wake up, you move, just to add the context. It's also about taking every moment and making it count. And to count it all, let's vote for the members. It's about you. Let's vote for the members. Say yes to the membership. Without you, there's no district. And talking about district, the other thing I want to talk about, please check the District 42 TM website. There is a lot of goodies there for you. Lot of gifts. Who like a Lamborghini? We have a Lamborghini there as a gift. All I'm asking you, go search the district website, d42toastmaster.org. Go to incentive. I have somebody in my team, Shirley here, who is in the incentive policy. Go there, sign up for your club. See what you've done. Have you contributed to a new club? Have you helped an area director? Have you helped the district? See what you've done or your club have done and get the gift from Toastmaster. There's a Lamborghini, there's a Bentley, there's a T42 to Las Vegas. And to crown it all, you can talk to her. She might give you a free table. Gail, do you want to say something about the content? Please come. She is the practitioner. Please let us know.
Okay. Yes, I'm going to talk a little bit about spring convention. No, I'm not going to talk about contests. I'm not going to talk about education sessions or keynote because you know that's what's going on. But I want to bring up my team. Some of the team members are here today, and I would like them to help discuss the things that you may not know. Shelley, Abraham, Duds, get back here! That's
One!
Susan has already come up, but you can come up again. Did you know that we have about 6 videos that we've done to help promote convention? It's on the district Facebook site, and they're funny. They're so much fun. Who's seen them?
Yeah.
Okay, they're awesome. Honestly, you can get to the site without having to have Facebook. I've done it because it's really cool, and I'm really so thrilled at how well these videos are coming along. In fact, it's very Pathways. Abraham, do you have anything you can add that is different?
Susan, what's my favorite thing?
Food.
Food. Oh my goodness. Glenmore, and you have to check it out. This is the venue for our convention. Check it. Be there just for the food. We'll just throw in some education as a bonus.
Shelley.
Go, team, go! Go, team, go! We're having a pep rally this year at the convention. What does pep rally stand for? Pathways Expert Panel. I'm going to be interviewing the Toastmasters International Big Cheese, Sally Neal-Cohen, who has shepherded the Pathways education program from the very beginning. I'm also going to be interviewing George Marshall, who has done 5 paths in the Pathways program. So we're going to pick his brains. I invite you to send me your questions by April 10th, and you will get a minute or 2 of your 15 minutes of fame right at the Toastmasters Convention. Pathways Expert Panel. Be there or be square.
Of course, Susan talked about her real-world showcase, which is quite the tongue twister.
It is.
But it's going to be really interesting. Like she said, very new for us.
I have one other point.
You do?
I do.
Oh wait, there's more.
The hospitality suite is going to be fantastic. If you've never been to a convention before, it's where we can go and drink cheap beer.
That's us.
Yes, cheap beer, cheap wine.
Wine.
And it's a lot of fun. And we do that in the evenings. This year it's sponsored by High River. And our club, my club, MVP Advanced, has actually donated some money so that they can make that alcohol even cheaper. So if your club is like MVP and has maybe just a little bit of extra coin and you'd like some time to have your name out there, please contact High River or contact Gail and donate a little cash too, and we'll get it even cheaper.
All right.
And Amanda Duds, do you have anything to add?
I have nothing to say. I just want everybody to say this with me. Go empower others to shine. Say it with me. Go empower others to shine.
At the convention.
At the convention. Thank you. Let's do it again. Let's do it again.